Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the WeSportin podcast. Nico and I return for our second edition of Baseball for Dummies. For those of you who don't know what that is, go watch our first episode. It's basically where Nico doesn't know the most about baseball, but he's eager to learn. So me, as somebody who's studied the game for a long time, is here to help him and the rest of you learn about the game of baseball. So what we do here is we are going to go through news that has happened in the past week, and then we're going to do a little indoctrination for Nico, and then Nico's going to open it up with some questions for me. So let's just jump right into it. In news for baseball, Fernando Tatis Jr. signed a massive contract extension with the San Diego Padres, 14 years, $340 million. We have a whole video on that, so go check that out. That's our first episode of Broken Bats and Breaking News, where we cover just the biggest news, but we're going to recap that here. So if you want more on Tatis, go watch that video. Recently, all other players have reported to spring training. So now games will officially get underway pretty soon, starting the 28th. And there's some beef going on in the Twitter world between starting pitchers Trevor Bauer and Noah Syndergaard. More on that later. But that is all we have for news right now. But Nico, today's a big day for you.
Yes, it is.
Today's a big, big day for you because you are from the Chicagoland area and you are a Cubs fan because geography says you should be. And you haven't really taken the time to learn about the game, really make an educated decision for yourself. But in the early stages of us talking about baseball, and our talks have been extensive because Nico has been really eager to learn, he has been talking a lot about one team in particular. And Nico has decided that he is going to become a fan of that particular team.
Yes.
And that particular team is the Friars, the San Diego Padres. Nico is officially going to become a fan, sign a long-term contract deal with the San Diego Padres. This is on record. No going back. All right.
Not at all.
First of all, we got to ask you why the Padres?
Well, you know me, guys. I'm fans of winning cultures. I hate sitting amongst the losing stars, and I like to see winning people. And I think that's what everyone should associate themselves with. But then let's not get into that. I'd like to get more into depth. Their team overall, I feel like, got a complete boost with all of the offseason signings and accusations of, say, for instance, Yu Darvish re-signing Tatis for a long-term contract. Manny Machado, who's trying to, we all know Manny Machado to be a really good, baseball player playing for the Orioles and playing for the Dodgers. And, he did amazing on the Dodgers, amazing on the Orioles. I think we all saw his playoff runs back in the early 2010s, coming up from 2013, 2014, having amazing series, but then has kind of lost that rhythm, I say. And I'm always saying that rhythm. I mean, he finished last year with 16 homers, 47 RBIs, doing the best on the team, which no surprise. Tatis being right behind him with 45. Now, this team, I think, in their biggest offseason, they needed pitching. I think not needed, but I think they kind of needed help with pitching. I think they have a good set of what they have now, but adding Yu Darvish and more of an experienced type pitcher who played in a lot of winning cultures, like in the Rangers, and when the Rangers were, somewhat good, and then playing on the Cubs after the Cubs' big run to the World Series. I think now their team, and I think with, Trevor, is it Boyer, right? Trevor Boyer?
Trevor Bauer.
Whatever.
He's a Dodger, but that rivalry is really gonna.
Yeah, and I think
that rivalry is really gonna heat up, and that's a rivalry that I'm looking forward to. But Nico, you have really taken a liking to the Padres, what they're building, especially Tatis. You really have become a fan of Tatis, seeing what he can do. He's one of the most electrifying players in baseball, and for good reason. So, Nico, we're gonna make this official. All right. Do
All right.
you, Nico Hernandez, promise to stay with the San Diego Padres in
Yes.
winning and losing, in sickness and health, and in good times and in bad? So help you, baseball gods.
Yeah, I will, and I'm always gonna still love the Cubs for hometown sake.
Of
But
course, which is fair.
I've grown a real big attachment to the Padres. I think their team is very good. Their team has a lot of my favorite players on it. And if people ask me if I'm a bandwagon, I say I go wherever you Darvish goes. Facts.
No, no,
Yes, I
no.
can. I can
This is
say
not
that.
no. This is not a Russell Westbrook situation. This is not what this is. All right.
Yes, it is.
This
Stop it.
implies that you're gonna be loyal.
Mm, the
All
word,
right,
lo-
loyalty to your Padres.
yeah, but I hope they do good. I hope they win the World Series because I'm the type of person that hates to see teams going back to back, and I think Drew knows that. I hate teams that go back to back. It's
Yes,
so annoying, unless the team deserves it. But
yes, you do. But now it's official. Nico Hernandez is officially a San Diego Padres fan for the foreseeable future.
yes, sir.
So now to get into news, Trevor Bauer and Noah Syndergaard have been feuding a little bit on Twitter. It's been really interesting because this thing all started when the Bauer sweepstakes was going on. Bauer was a free agent, and his final two teams were the Mets and the Dodgers. And there were a lot of leaks that said that he was going to go to the Mets, but then he spurned them the next day and went to the Dodgers. And that made Mets Nation very not happy with Trevor Bauer. And rightfully so. All signs were pointing that he was going to go to the Mets. There was merch leaked on Trevor Bauer's store in Mets colors for the Mets, but then he went to the Dodgers. Now, Noah Syndergaard had some words to say about that when in spring training, pitchers and catchers have reported there was a picture by the New York Mets Twitter of Noah Syndergaard and his teammate Robbie Salmon smiling and laughing, and the caption was "all smiles at spring training for the Mets." And Noah Syndergaard sort of lit the match by saying, and then he said, "I'm sorry for not signing with you guys, but I'll still donate to your charities," which that caught Trevor Bauer's attention. Yeah, right. And so there has been back and forth action between Bauer and Syndergaard. Marcus Stroman has even gotten in on this. Trevor Bauer's agent, Rachel Luba, has gotten in on this. And we thought that the Dodgers and the Padres are a rivalry. Looks like the Dodgers have another emerging rival in the New York Mets. And if there's ever a time when the Dodgers and Mets are playing and Trevor Bauer is matched up against Noah Syndergaard, I'm going to tune into that game because that's going to be a lot of fun.
It will be a lot of fun. Yeah. And here's the thing, man. I don't know a lot about that beef, guys, because like Drew even said in the first episode of Baseball for Dummies, our sports takes are very very different. The thing is that when I analyze my sports, I look at other sports of like football, basketball, etc. Drew more focuses on baseball and college football, and um, the thing is with this whole beef between Syndergaard and all that, I think I think it's just kind of like childish in my opinion. I mean, yeah, I get it. Oh, you were supposed to sign with us. Okay, I mean, get over it. Then shouldn't that motivate you to come out and do better than him then next year and stop crying about it and just be better? I mean, and with the Dodgers, I mean, if I'm the other guy, man, I'd sit there and just be like, I'm on a great team. I'm on a team that has a potential dynasty. Do I really need to be feuding with other people to make my team look bad? I mean, I think they both kind of look a little, they're kind of ruining their, images a little bit as, baseball players. But,
The thing about Trevor Bauer is that Trevor Bauer is very active. Trevor Bauer and Noah Syndergaard are very, very active on Twitter,
mhm.
and they take the time to interact with fans, whether that be good or bad. I follow both Bauer and Syndergaard on Twitter, so I see their tweets, and there are times when Bauer and Syndergaard have gone after fans in a not so nice manner. And there is some dirt in both the past of Bauer and Syndergaard. And I agree to a certain extent, to where it is a little bit childish to feud over Twitter. But I feel like the beef that has been created by Trevor Bauer and Noah Syndergaard is only going to make when they face off against each other that much better.
Oh, 100%.
Because now it gives the media something to talk about, and there's hype surrounding those games, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be good, clean baseball.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to the next and last topic. My questions for Drew. So, Drew, I am looking.
Do you want to cover the? I know right where you're going. You want to go over the MLB Network top 100 list, don't you?
Yeah, that's the guys. And I hate to say words and rude. That's this is the stupidest list I've ever seen by any sport. Whoever even decided to do this was like, I looked into depth on this, guys. No. I'm gonna go on a little bit of a rant. I don't see half of these players being remotely power ranked correctly. If you're gonna power rank them, have some common sense when you do it.
Wow.
Like,
whoa.
I'll go top 10.
Hold on. This is we need to go down the list. Where do you have issues? And if you're wrong, that's fine, because I think that this is a relatively good list.
Oh, I think it's stupid.
I think it's a relatively good list, and I will tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And if, like, after you listen to my reasons and you go, okay, I can see it now, that's fine. But I just want to, what is going, we're going from top to bottom, right?
Yeah,
we're going to be going over like the top 10. Okay. Which player, so you have the top player, number 1, Mike Trout. No dispute.
No question. No
number
question.
2, Mookie Betts. No question there, in my opinion.
No question at all.
Number 3, Jacob deGrom. I do not have a problem with this at all. Most dominating pitcher in baseball over the past 3 years. He's captured multiple NL Cy Youngs. He's always in contention for the Cy Young every year. No problem there. Number 4, Freddie Freeman, first baseman.
Hell no.
No, I agree with that.
Absolutely not. Number 1, listen.
The National League MVP, I think it is very well deserving that after the year that Freddie Freeman had in 2020, he hit for average. He hit for power. He hit a lot of home runs, had a lot of RBIs. He was really good with the glove.
Yeah, I hope you know I'm disagreeing with you on all of this. I hope you know he should not be number 4.
Well, the numbers speak for themselves.
That's great. He's not even the best player on that team. It's Acuna by 100%. Have you seen his stats too?
I mean, trust me, I've seen Acuna's stats.
He's
but
better.
The National League MVP deserves some recognition.
Okay, cool.
That is the best achievement that out of the whole the National League. Freddie Freeman is the most valuable player of that season.
Oh well, next. Number 5, Juan Soto. I have no problem with that. That man. I have
no problem with Juan Soto.
He's a legitimate beast. He is an absolute beast.
Absolutely.
I watched him in that World Series. I think it was with the
Astros in 2019.
Astros, yeah. He was good. Fernando Tatis. I do have an issue with this, though.
Why do you have an issue with this?
I think him and Mr. Soto should switch. I think Tatis should go top 5. I think he's pretty good. I think he's proven it. And if that $340 million contract doesn't speak for itself, I don't know. I think him and Soto should switch. But Soto's also very young as well, so he does have a lot of privilege.
That's the thing. Juan Soto has a better track record than Fernando Tatis. He has a bigger sample size. Mm-hmm. Do I think Fernando Tatis is the better all-around player? Yes, because Fernando Tatis can do it all. Fernando Tatis can hit for power. He's a wizard with the glove, and he's an absolute maniac on the base paths. Juan Soto, though, is just an absolute – he's a beast at the plate beyond his years. When he came to the plate, when he came up into the league at the plate at 19 years old, he had the discipline of a 10-year veteran. And I agree with this, although I do see where you're coming from. Fernando Tatis, I would rank as the more complete player in terms of like total aspect in the game. but I feel like Juan Soto's track record and his hitting ability deserves merit. I mean, if Fernando Tatis goes out and is top 3 in National League MVP again, then yeah, I can see that. But as of
Well, I
right
will say this though. I will say this, and then we'll move on. But Tatis, I will say, I believe him and Soto are both in. And I hate to bring in like body into this, but sizes and body are very different. Tatis is more of like a scrawny, but very fast, and he can play defense like no other too. Let's not forget, you play defense in baseball.
I mean,
And Soto's more
Soto's a shortstop.
yeah,
No,
but it's
Tatis
more
is a shortstop. Soto is an outfielder. I misspoke. That's
okay.
on me.
Now let's go to number 7. One of my other favorite players, Mr. Ronald Acuna Jr., which I think him and Freeman should switch because I know Freeman's very good, but I like Acuna a lot better. But here's the problem: he has a lot of health issues. Can't stay healthy, and I mean that's everyone in baseball though. But if he can finish higher in the NL, I'm seeing a bright future and potentially.
I agree. I have no issues with Acuna at 7. Now we go on to number 8, Anthony Rendon. I agree with this. Because Rendon,
he's old, isn't he? He's old, right? It's that old guy in the Angels, right? Yeah, it is that old guy.
Albert Pujols.
Huh?
Albert Pujols is the old guy.
Cool. All right. So Mr. Redmond, how much are you getting? $245 million.
Rendon's getting paid.
Bruh, okay. Dude, we should just get a bat, Drew. Play some baseball. We can make
What do you think? Hold on. Get a bat? Yeah, I have my glove and my ball. Hello. What do you think I've spent the last
I have this.
What do you think I've spent the last 16 years of my life trying to achieve? I want to be a professional baseball player. Are you kidding me?
Number 9, which I hate. That's stupid. That's literally stupid. Why in the hell? Sorry for cussing.
Christian Yelich is at number 9.
That's stupid. You could put I just don't like him. He's not. He had one good year and everyone's like in love with him now.
He had 2 good years.
Congratulations. He's not that good. His team isn't that good. He's not a leader. And that's what I personally see. He's not a leader at all whatsoever.
Nico, I'm just going to say right now,
what?
You are being very disrespectful to Christian Yelich.
Excuse me.
You are being very disrespectful to Christian Yelich. Christian Yelich is one of the – do I think he's deserving of the number 9 spot? No. I would move him down to 11.
14.
Where?
14. I'll keep him in the top 15.
I mean, I can do that. I would say 11 after an NL MVP campaign in 2018 and what would have been an NL MVP campaign in 2019, if not slowed by a knee injury at the end of the year. This guy could have easily won back-to-back National League MVPs. And he had a down year in 2020, but a lot of these guys had down years last year. Bellinger had a down year. He's at 10. Nolan Arenado had a down year. He's at 13. Lindor had a down year. He's down at 15. There are a lot of guys that on this list that are highly ranked that I agree with that did not perform to their superstar expectations in 2020. But then again, in 60 games, it's a lot different than 162. In 162, you get a larger sample size of what the player actually can do. So this is why Christian Yelich the Christian Yelich of 2018 and 2019 and 2020? Absolutely not.
No.
But I feel like he's a really good bounce back candidate for next year. And I feel like with the full 162 games, if he's healthy, I feel like he can be right back in the top 10.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Christian Yelich, I just don't like him at all. Personally, I don't like him. And that's fine if I don't like him. I don't have to like everybody.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
But the disrespect on my man's Cody Bellinger, that is just mad disrespect. You rank him last year top 3, and now you have him at 10. That's just utter. That's awful. That's literally a crime right there. An absolute crime. Have you seen this man? He's good, and he's getting that kind of respect.
I've seen Cody Bellinger. And do I think 10 is a little low? Yeah, I think 10's a little low. I think you could bump him up to 9, maybe 8. But would I have him above Tatis, Soto, Acuna after his down year? No. But to say that 10 is unfair, Like, okay, Nico, you tend to exaggerate things. You tend to exaggerate some things.
I'm wounded.
Yeah, you should be. You should be wounded. Another example of your exaggeration right there. I don't think Bellinger at 10 is too far-fetched. I would move him up a spot over Yelich.
Yelich should be number 14. And my man's DJ LeMahieu should be number 10 because LeMahieu is good.
DJ LeMahieu, I would have a bit. DJ LeMahieu. All right, so we just went through the top 10. The top 10 in order is Trout, Betts, DeGrom, Freeman, Soto, Tatis, Acuna, Rendon, Yelich, and Bellinger. Now, the top 5 after that, 11 through 15. 11 is Garrett Cole. 12 is Shane Bieber. 13 is Nolan Arenado. 14 is DJ LeMahieu. And 15 is Francisco Lindor. Now, this is where my issues with the list start to have. They're not major issues. I understand all these positionings. I would just flip-flop a little bit. For example, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yelich, Bellinger, Cole, and Bieber. I would flip. I move Cody Bellinger above Christian Yelich up to 9. I would move Shane Bieber above Garrett Cole up to 10. I would move Yelich down to 11 and move Cole down to 12. Because quite frankly, I think the best pitcher in the American League right now is Shane Bieber, AL Cy Young winner, and there wasn't really a dispute. Like in the National League, it was coming down to the end where it was, is it Bauer? Is it Yu Darvish? Is it Jacob deGrom? In the American League, there was absolutely no debate at who the best pitcher in 2020 in the American League was. It was Shane Bieber. And for the past 2 seasons, he has been one of the best pitchers in baseball. And I feel like comparing him and Garrett Cole, right now, I would have Bieber ranked above Garrett Cole.
Okay.
Do I think Garrett Cole is fantastic? Absolutely. Absolutely. Garrett Cole's a great pitcher. But would I have him above Shane Bieber right now? No.
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Because Garrett Cole. Drew knows this. I was a big.
You used to be a big Astros guy.
I was a big Astros guy because that was the only team I do think in the MLB that was fast, and I could sit there for. I watched every World Series game that the Astros have ever played in.
They were fun to watch.
Yeah, when they weren't banging drums and hitting sticks, but besides the point, I think that Garrett Cole is an amazing pitcher, I think he's the best pitcher in the league. I'm gonna just put it behind the guy from the Mets, behind
DeGrom.
Yeah, behind DeGrom.
There you go.
Yeah, no. I know DeGrom's really good. It's more of Garrett Cole. I have at number 2, and then I have Bieber.
Like if you had said that Garrett Cole, bar none, is the best pitcher, I would have had an issue with. I can understand having Garrett Cole above Shane Bieber.
Yeah,
I can understand.
Mm-hmm.
What I agree with that, not 100%, but I understand where you're coming from. But to say that Garrett Cole is better than Jacob deGrom is absolutely ludicrous.
And I do think I think Garrett Cole, and I will say this, and I'm a fan of Garrett Cole, and I will say to you right now, I think he's a little bit overpaid, just a little bit overpaid, just a bit. But obviously, I'm not the Yankees, and I'm not throwing money at everybody, so I can't really talk for anything. But yeah, I think we covered everything we needed to for today's episode. Don't you think so, Drew?
Well, I mean, we have time for one more question.
Yeah.
Just one more quick one.
So where do you see the Tampa Bay Rays?
That is a fantastic question, and I'm glad you asked that actually, because I feel like the Tampa Bay Rays have been a bit disrespected by the sabermetricians. Fangraphs doesn't give them a very good chance to make the postseason. They give my Red Sox a better chance to make the postseason than the Rays, which I absolutely don't agree with. I think the Tampa Bay Rays, yes, they lost Blake Snell and Charlie Morton, which are 2 good pitchers, but they rectified that by getting Luis Patino. And I think if Tyler Glasnow develops into the ace that I think he can be, and Luis Patino can develop into the pitcher that I believe he can be, because the Rays are very good at
bringing. Let's not disregard they were in the World Series last year.
In the World Series,
and they came close to beating the Dodgers too. Let's keep in mind. Blake Snell played phenomenal in that World Series. Phenomenal.
He
I
did
think
pitch lights out, and then, well, granted, he was taking out a little early, which
yeah.
is a
And
managerial mistake on
I think
Kevin
where they
Cash's part,
struggled.
but nobody's perfect.
Yeah, I
Nobody's
think where they
perfect.
struggled though, if you don't mind me saying, where they struggled was in the hitting, was putting points up on the board. Because I don't, because
Nico,
what?
where did you go wrong in that statement?
That's a great question for someone that knows. I just don't think that
Nico,
they don't have
nope, 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 nope.
Can we edit this out in post?
No, we cannot edit this out in post. You called them points.
Runs.
If I could strangle you right now, I would.
Okay, well, they didn't get as many runs as I thought they would, with them being in the World Series. Better, Drew?
You do not call them points in baseball.
Okay.
That made me crawl. That made me crawl. But then again, this is baseball for dummies, and everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, and well, now you know. Call them runs.
Yeah, but I did not see them get that many runs during that series, and I mean, obviously in the past now, but for a team working with only a roster of 28 million in cap, everyone, that's pretty good.
That's also true. I mean, the Rays are notorious for building around their young guys, having a great farm system, which they do. I think the Rays are going to be around 90 wins. I don't think they're going to win the division, but I feel like they're going to be back in the postseason. Do I think they're going to make the World Series again? No, but I think they can definitely make some damage. They can definitely do some damage within the American League. So,
yeah. All right, well,
and then I think that covers just about everything. I think we'll wrap it up. Our second episode of Baseball for Dummies. Nico, their runs, not points. If you ever do that again,
he's going to put that as the title. He's going to put that as the title.
I am going to be very cross with you. I'm not going to be happy if you do that again. But I'll give you I'll let it slide just this one time.
Oh, thank you, Drew. What a good soul.
Thank you. Oh, you're welcome.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys. Oh, you want me to end this one out, or you want to end it up?
Yeah, I'll end it out. You know what? That'll do it for that episode of Baseball for Dummies. If you want to watch our other stuff on the WeSportin channel, it'll be down below. The last episode of Baseball for Dummies, the Tatis episode, and Broken Bats and Breaking News, got NFL content, NBA content coming out soon, more MLB content. If you want to see all of that, like, subscribe, comment what you want to see, and we out.
Merry Christmas.